awesome.
around LA.
But last night I was trying to get from West Hollywood to North
It's a
Hollywood.
disaster.
And they have these big events going on all three. So there's like Rose Bowl, Hollywood Bowl, everything possible imagined. And Netflix, it really was a joke the way they did it.
It was really like,
I mean,
it took me an hour to get into every parking lot and out.
Yeah.
I had a pretty easy time yesterday.
All right.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yours was like a smaller. You went to?
It was like a smaller no name.
More.
Yeah, it was nobody. I saw Seth Rogen, Nick Kroll, and everybody else on the panel was famous. Tommy from Cheech and Chong, Tommy Chong, was reading for. It was a table read for How Harry Met Sally.
Oh, that's awesome.
Holy smokes! And I was telling Brooke this morning, I was like, I knew it was gonna be good. It's Seth Rogen. Seth Rogen was stoned off his ass, just like because they have mics right here. Seth was like this the whole time, just like laying on his arm because he's sitting right next to Nick Kroll.
And
busting up laughing.
Nick Kroll is one of my absolute. And it was so painful for me. I went to John Mulaney last night, and I had to make that choice, that conscious decision.
Right.
Am I going to go see John, or am I going to go see?
Do you feel good about your decision?
Yeah, but it's like I shouldn't have had to make that. Sophie's Choice kind of type situation is sick, twisted psychological game. But yeah, I'm happy with my choice. Sorry, how was it? Tell me.
No, I mean, I just told you it was like better
So
than I
good.
expected. Because a table read, for anyone that doesn't know,
Right.
is you read through a script. Everyone is like reading for a character in a movie. I've seen How Harry Met Sally 20 times.
Yeah, it's When Harry Met Sally.
When Harry Met Sally, sorry.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, when. It was
You've
so
seen it 20.
funny with like, it was one of the girls from Bridesmaids was on the panel too. And I can't remember her name, but she's so funny.
Which one? Like, what was her role?
I can't place her now
Okay.
that I'm thinking
Did you like
about
it better as a table read or as the movie?
It was just really well done as a table read.
So was Nick the friend?
Oh my god! So I went with friends. I somehow ended up with a ticket like on the other side of the stadium,
Oh.
next to but it felt really cool. Kind of, I was like at a Netflix is a joke table read by myself as someone who's in the industry,
Right.
in a way.
Industry plant. Kind
Yeah, I'm an industry plant planted in a seat by myself by no one I know. And also when you go to those things, like people that are like comedy, and we do comedy, like see you and they're like, oh my god, he's by himself. I'm not there yet in my personal life to be sitting somewhere
think if
without my laptop and headphones in
Yeah.
public.
I think if I saw you go into that by yourself, I'd be like, wow.
How endearing.
Right.
That's awesome.
You'd be like professional king.
Oh, if
doing
I,
research.
Yeah, if I saw someone do that, I'd be like, I'm feeling something like deep in my soul and heart. But as it being me, I was like, I'm going to off myself in this stadium. But it was really good.
That's
and
amazing.
Larry David.
Oh,
I want
yeah,
to preface
I did see Larry.
Brooke's explanation of seeing Larry David as I tried to convince Brooke to like Curb Your Enthusiasm for about a year. And she was like, I do not like the show. I do not like the show. I'm not watching it. I'm not watching it. I put it on when we were living together. She would walk out of the room. I'm like, okay, I'm telling you, this is the best show on the planet. I can't tell if it's flattering or gaslighting that she's now obsessed with Larry David, who I've been obsessed with and have been begging to be related to for years and years and years since high school.
I can tell you why. I've never liked Seinfeld because it always came on after Friends. And I was so obsessed with Friends that Seinfeld kind of just signaled the end of Friends on
You
TBS.
like Friends? This is an
I
important
actually
piece
haven't
of our
been
conversation.
gotten into it.
That's fun.
I
Friends for me
appreciate it.
is more of like a comfort blanket. Like I grew up watching it. I'm pretty sure it was on in the room when my mom was giving birth to me. That kind of thing.
Yeah, that.
Like grew up with it. And then Seinfeld, whenever it came on, I was like, barf. Like Friends is over.
Yeah.
So
It's
I was like,
very different. Like Friends is a fun young thing, and then Seinfeld has very like adult comedy.
Right. So I obviously had to make the leap from I don't like Seinfeld because it comes on after Friends to I will never watch Curb because of that.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what, like you telling me too, like I'm like for whatever reason a little bit oppositional towards you.
That is
through no fault of my own.
That is a huge growth step over here. I'm glad. Let's clip that if you have it, because I just need it for my archives.
For whatever reason, I don't know. But whenever Connor's like, watch this, I'm like, I hate it. Like before I even, so I wouldn't watch it. And then the second I moved out, I was like, maybe I'll start Curb.
Yeah.
Started the first episode, like finished like all 12 seasons
It's
in
really
a day.
fun.
In love with Larry David. And then I was gonna go with you, and then I said, can I actually bring someone else?
Oh god.
To Larry.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
That would have been a really fun full circle moment.
Yeah. I want to say
It was so good.
If you're ever interested in gaslighting your friend, take their favorite band and buy tickets to their show and invite your friend whose favorite band it is and be like, hey, I got tickets to this show. Do you want to come? Or make it like your favorite song and like put it on your Instagram story. Because they showed you the band. And just like see how they respond. This is not related to that at all.
No, it's not. It's completely, unrelated. Yeah, totally fine.
But it was really good.
Larry was good. I filmed a lot for you and sent it to you.
Brooke sent me like 10 clips, and I watched. I would never usually watch a video that someone sent, especially 10 separate clips. I watch them all.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Oh, wait. So he was just on Rex. What's Rex? Whatever his name is. Rex. He's like a comedian. Does anyone know about Rex? Simon Rex was on. Simon Rex, you guys would know.
Sure.
You guys would know him if you saw him.
Mm-hmm.
Simon Rex was on someone else's podcast, and you're gonna be able to speak to this. Simon Rex, right there.
Yeah,
that guy.
Still not ringing
any bells.
Shoot, he's in movies.
Yeah,
we'll pull up IMDb. So anyway, Simon Rex was on someone's Scary Movie 3. Yes, he's in all the scary movies. But he's in a lot of stuff right now too. Anyways, he's in The Real Bros of Simi Valley.
Oh,
okay.
Let's see. Anything else we know? Anyways, it doesn't matter.
Right.
He's like a famous OG, like famous person. No one really knows what he's in, but they recognize it.
I want to be one of those people one day.
Me too.
Yeah.
Just like you can fly under the radar, you can go to a bar and not be recognized, but like super fans would be like, are you?
Yeah. Niche
enough, but like still he makes a ton of money.
Yeah.
So he goes on this podcast last week and is like, Larry David was playing at this course, and I'm pretty sure it was Pinmar Golf Course in Venice Beach, because the way that they were describing it on this podcast. But Larry David is going up to buy a bucket of balls, because you go to the driving range, you get a bucket of balls, and it's $11. And he's standing behind Larry David, and Larry walks up and goes, why 11? Why $11? And it's like a 16-year-old girl that's working at a golf course. Oh, this is it. This is the clip.
Oh.
It's so funny. Wait, we have to.
This golf course in LA that's sort of a public par 3 cheap course, and you could buy a bucket of balls for $11.
What's he doing there?
He golfs. So I guess it was at the driving range. It's like a local spot you could go for 30 minutes and hit some balls.
Okay.
I see him in front of me, and the old lady doesn't recognize that it's Larry David, and I'm standing behind him in line getting a bucket of balls, and I hear him say to her, this is straight out of the show, he goes, why do you charge $11 for the basket of balls? And she goes, what do you mean, sir? It's been $11 for a long time. He goes, yeah, but then I give you a 20. I got to get a 5 and 4 ones. Why not just make it 10? Now and he is arguing with the lady about the fact that it's 11, not 10. He's a millionaire.
I love it.
And I'm like, why is nobody seeing this but me? This is right out of the show. Wow. He's bitching about $1 to the lady, and she doesn't know who he is. It was the best.
It's just like that would go down in history as like one of my favorite things I'd ever seen. Like you could see, like I don't know, an elephant or a cheetah give birth in the wild on a safari, and I'd be like, I saw Larry David like barter for a bucket of balls. Like it's like on par for me.
100%.
Like the Northern Lights. I'd be like, I saw.
I got a Larry David real life story.
Shut the F up.
Not mine. Sorry, I'm relaying. But my future landlord was name dropping during our phone call, and he was saying that he's good buddies with Larry David and that he parks by his house, and he parks on top of a fire hydrant, like where it's like you're not allowed to park.
Yeah.
And the landlord or Larry?
Larry. And,
of course he does.
And then I guess my landlord was talking to him, being like, why, it's going to be a ticket. And he was saying that he would rather pay for a ticket than pay for like a new window.
Huh.
And I like really regret
someone's gonna break into his car.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, and now that I'm saying it, it made sense when he said it, but now that I'm saying, I'm thinking I'm losing.
You're losing the plot of
You're
it.
Not.
I get it.
I get it.
I'm just trying to fit it. No.
I get it, and I also have said that. I said I could drive to the airport.
Right.
Yeah.
And pay for parking nightly if I'm gone for 3 days, or I could pay a parking ticket. It is less expensive to pay for a parking ticket than it is for me to pay for 3 days of parking at LA.
You mean and just leave
the
your
way
car?
You said it, that's what Larry was trying to say too.
So whatever, parking in LA is such a joke that like it actually makes more sense to pay a ticket. There's no penalty as long as you pay it than to pay to put your car somewhere else, as long as it doesn't get towed.
I'm getting it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
The thing about Larry Live, well, he came out right. It was just a conversation with him and one of the directors. Like, he was not like he had nothing prepared. He literally just like walked out, had a conversation, and left. And like the fact that people will pay to see somebody just like have a conversation speaks volumes. It's so amazing. But he came out and just like sat down and immediately like.
Do you think he feels pressure?
No, I think he's just like so authentically himself and has always been that and just markets himself that way that it's like you can't miss.
He wrote the show about him.
Yeah.
And about how
I will
acts.
say I was like expecting it to be verbatim, like Larry David in real life is Larry David in Curb, but he was like more polite in person, which I guess like makes sense, but I just wasn't expecting. You know, like somebody offered him a blanket because he was freezing, obviously, and complaining.
He's an old man.
He is old. Yeah,
he's frail.
There's a group of people getting old.
It's sad.
It was making me nervous to look at him shivering.
Okay.
Yeah, but somebody offered him a blanket, and obviously he was like, no, because I don't know where that's been. But he was like, thank you so much, thank you so much, thank you. Whereas I don't like that was different than
he can make light of himself. Like I feel like there's got to be a layer of him like watching himself from a higher point of view, being like, you're an idiot,
right?
You know, like
right. I mean, can't say enough good things about Larry. And then I saw John,
and you saw John
Mulaney last night, which he doesn't miss. Like he doesn't pause unless it's for comedic effect.
Wow.
Like does not stutter. I can barely get a sentence out in private, and he's like in front of however many people. Just like it is the most beautiful art form to witness is John Mulaney live.
Did he do dad jokes?
He only did one dad joke that he also did on SNL about like his son like seeing light for the first time and just like being annoyed, and when she was like, "That's my son."
Yeah. I saw that.
Yeah.
Yep, I saw that. I can't remember
It was
the
on
punchline,
SNL.
but
Yeah,
I did see that.
It was "That's my son." He bonded with him, but I just like love John to pieces, and there's a bit of controversy with John, and I don't think there should be.
Do you want to just run through that really quickly?
Yeah, basically, well, he went to rehab, which is now like what the basis of his stand-up show is about, is from scratch, life after rehab, and you know his star-studded intervention. That's my favorite part. Nick Kroll was there, of course, via Zoom. But basically, a lot of his brand before rehab was like, I don't want kids. Very firm about that, and like he loved his wife. He loved his dynamite 5-foot Jewish wife, which he would always say, and that personally felt really good to hear, as someone who identifies as a dynamite 5-foot Jewish woman.
Yeah,
that was really awesome to be hearing those words come from John's mouth. Went to rehab, came out of rehab.
You're like in his show, he like mentions 5-foot dynamite, and he
talking about me,
throwing my bra on stage. But then came out of rehab. Came out that he's getting divorced from 5-foot dynamite Jewish wife. And then his wife came out and basically was like, this fucking sucks.
How did you take the news?
I didn't take it well. Yeah. And what made it worse is that he then immediately, and again, we don't know the exact timeline of events. We only know when we got that information. But then immediately started dating Olivia Munn, which is a model, who's a model. And that is,
she's not 5 foot.
No, it's
Jewish
tough
dynamite
to see that kind of transition from 5-foot dynamite Jewish woman to Olivia Munn.
Yeah.
You can't help but take that personally.
Yeah,
you know.
I do.
Yeah, I know we all do.
There's a lot of like Olivias just swooping in.
Right,
a lot of Olivias.
So
and they're all blonde. So
true. And then immediately got Olivia pregnant after like his whole brand was like not having kids. So that had to be tough
controversy
for the wife. And so that's kind of where a lot of people are like, what the fuck, John? Like, this isn't what we signed up for. But also, like, I really, even though it's a personal attack, you really don't know what happened there, you know?
Yeah.
That's all I have to say. And that's why I think we can't be slandering John. Even though it hurts. I won't lie. I'll be the first one to admit I'm in agony, but it's not cancel worthy.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's that. He was amazing.
So,
the love of my life.
Yeah. Naturally.
And I got a tote bag.
That's good.
Oh, that's awesome.
To match my 2 additional shirts that I have for my other John.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Oh, how was Stagecoach? That's where we started.
Oh, shoot.
That's where we started 26 minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah. Courtney stayed down the road for me. I stayed like up the road from her, as naturally as directions work.
Yeah.
I had a good time. I don't know. I think Stagecoach is like an interesting beast. Stagecoach is the country version of Coachella.
Right.
It's less influencery, in my opinion, but a lot of influencers go. I saw. I didn't realize they were even there until after.
I couldn't help but notice